All right, all right, all right. I hope everyone is on, everyone is aboard. And let's go ahead and get into this. If you don't know who I am, I'm Shon-Jhon, aka the Middleman CEO. And today we're going to do a video about what I believe will probably be one of the, if not the biggest story going forward, wrapping up this year, moving into next year. And that's going to be what's happening with automation. That's going to be what's happening with jobs and whatnot. So smash thumbs up, welcome in, let's get to it. By the way, if you guys aren't doing anything, 7 p.m., I'm going to be teaching a free live training, probably about 45 minutes, on how the middleman business model actually works and how you can use it to make money while you're sleeping, while you're not at work. It does not matter. I was talking to a friend yesterday in our entrepreneurial meetup here in the neighborhood, and because there's so many business owners in the neighborhood, and we were having a conversation, and so she was like, "Wait a minute, explain this middleman business model to me again." And I was like, probably the best way to do it is to talk about something you know. And I was like, are you familiar with the company called Uber? And she was like, of course. And I was talking to her directly, but everyone who was in the group, like it's a networking group, so probably about 20 of us, everyone was listening. And because they've heard me talk about it, they know what I do, but I've never really kind of broke it down. And so she was like, well, how does that work? And I was like, are you familiar with a company called Uber? And she was like, yes. I was like, so you've either driven for Uber or gotten a ride by someone who works with Uber, right? She was like, yes, of course. And I was like, okay, cool. I was like, so whenever you call to get a ride, does Uber drive you around or pick you up, drop you off, anything? And she was like, no. It's like, exactly. So Uber's a middleman platform, and they connect the rider with the driver, and they get paid every time a connection is made. And I said, so Uber is a middleman. In fact, it's a prototypical middleman business where the middleman doesn't actually do the work. They actually transfer the work to the person or the company who's going to actually do the work. So Uber is a matchmaking platform, put it like that. And when you go to Uber, Uber matches you who needs a ride with a driver, or they match the driver with a rider who needs a ride. But Uber themselves, they don't do any of it. They're just the middleman. So they don't actually need a car. It's a matchmaking platform. And so I'm not the one who thought of this concept. It's probably been around for 100 years, but I thought it was a great idea. And when I was burned out from running my moving service, back hurting, body aching, I was like, this ain't gonna work. I'm just burning myself out. And so I got introduced to the middleman platform just by chance. Someone reached out and they were like, hey, I need help moving. I was like, I can't help you. Excuse me. I was like, I can't help you, but I know someone who can, because I had some friends here in Dallas. And so I reached out to them. I was like, hey, Courtney, dude, I got someone who needs moving. Can you help? And he was like, what do they have? And I was like, she has this. And he was like, tell her I'll do it for this much. And I text back. I was like, hey, I found somebody. They're going to charge you this. And she was like, okay, let's go. And so I was like, all right, dude, I'm going to send you all the info. You reach out to her. I'm done. Done. Right. And because the middleman concept hadn't dawned on me, I was just like, I'm not doing it. I know somebody who will help you buy. They'll do it. And he texts back like 2 days later. He was like, I want to say he made anywhere between $600 or $800 on that job. And he was like, what do I owe you? Hello. That honestly is when I started, wait, what did he say? And I still hadn't fully like grasped what it could be. But I was at a point where I was this close to having to go get a job. I told you, your boy would go to work. I'll go get a job. If I lost everything, you and I will be fighting over that McDonald's drive-through job. I guarantee that. And so what happened is I was like, well, just buy my wife and I some lunch. We'll just, they have like the 2 for $25. If you know, you know. And I was like, dude, just give us that. We'll be good. And so he was like, okay, bet. And so that's what he did. He sent the comments, you're welcome to drop it. He ended up sending $50. I thought he was gonna send like 25. He sent $50 Cash App. And so I had my money. And I was sitting there, my wife and I, and she got the dessert, she got the cookies and stuff that she likes. And it was a good experience. I cannot lie. And it hit me when I got home. I was like, whoa. Because my wife asked me while we were at lunch, she was like, how'd you get this? Because she knew I didn't have any money and she was the only one working. I was going to have to go get a job. And I was like, a friend sent it to me because I found someone who needed moving and I just sent them there. And she was like, so he paid you? I was like, yep. And that was it. But when on the way home, I was like, dang, $50 for a connection, to be the plug, to be the link, to be the hookup, to be the connector. Is there something there? And so I started researching other businesses that do it. And that's how I started learning about the model. And then in 2020, I ran with it. When I found out how it works, I was gone. And in 2020, at the end, I made 77,000. I wish I could say more. I wish I could say it made me rich. I wish I could say I made 6 figures. The first year I didn't. I only made 77 grand. Wasn't bad because I didn't leave the house and I didn't actually do any of the work. So from there, I was like, if I could 10x this, we're going to live a good life. And so that's what we've been working on and working towards. And only about a year ago, that some of you on social media, because I talked about it a good bit, you guys started reaching out and saying, teach me how to do it. And so that's what me and a bunch of the other students, that's what we've been doing. So if that's something you want to learn, just put the words teach me in the comments and join me there. And by the way, you could drop your city and state if you guys are watching, wherever you're watching from. Drop your city and state. I'll shout you out. I appreciate that. Let's go ahead and get into it. So I took some notes because I want to be on point. What's up, Panda Baby and Nola? What's up? What's up? Shout out Nola. Panda Baby, that's a cool name. But hit subscribe, hit thumbs up, drop your city and state. If you're watching, please drop your city and state. So let's see. So I took some notes because I always like to be prepared for my videos. And I'm going to be honest with you, this is probably one of the most terrifying videos I've ever done. And because the reality is starting to set in that, oh my gosh, there's going to be a lot of people who lose their jobs. And so that means there's going to be a lot of people who lose their paychecks. And it's not fun for me to get on here and say, because I'm not a, hey, I told you so type person. I'm not that. I do want you to be prepared. That's why I do these videos. But I'm not here to beat you up. I'm not here to take shots at you and say you didn't listen, you misbehaved and all that. I'm not here to do that. I just want to prepare you because I've been in a situation where I didn't have income, I didn't have a paycheck, I didn't have any money, and it's not a place you want to be. It's not a place I ever want to be again. And so I kind of think of this channel now as whistleblowing against AI. I'm not totally against AI. I am against an AI complete takeover. I don't want to see that. So what I try to do is I try to understand, hey, take all the emotions out and go, what am I looking at? Oh, I'm looking at AI flow through this economy, flow through this system, and everything it touches, it becomes that. It automates that. And if it doesn't know how to do it today, it finds a way. And then all of a sudden, if that happens, and it is, okay, now that I see that happening, can it replace me? Am I vulnerable? Am I exposed? And if the answer is, I don't know, maybe, possibly, I'm not sure, then there's a really good chance the answer is yes. Now that you know that and you understand that, the next step is to get prepared. So the sooner we can identify the issue, the faster we can get prepared and put a plan together. And so that's where we are today. We're in the planning stage where I want to teach you guys how to get prepared for this. So let's get into it. All right, so I had a conversation with AI, and that's how we got here. And I asked AI point blank, I said, how many jobs are you planning to replace in 2026? And so it gave me a bunch of data, but the data we're going to focus on is the 90 million. Let's see, just to give you guys an idea of how significant 90 million is. Let's see. All right, so I'm going to Google how many people in America have, jobs. All right, so it says as of August 2025, there's approximately 163 million employed individuals in the US. It also says 9 million are working multiple jobs. I can believe that because the cost of living is so freaking high. Nuts. People are just going to be living in the sticks. Just going to be living in the sticks. We're going to go back to the stick age, or the stone age, but the stick age, right? We'll be in the sticks age. We'll all be building houses. It'll be us and 3 little pigs, the one that made the house out of sticks. That'll be us. So I'm joking, I guess, kind of. Hit subscribe, hit thumbs up, drop your questions, drop your comments. And so, all right, so 163,000 employed. What does that mean if 90? So I'm not the smartest guy in the world. 90, let's see. Let's see what 90. So I'm just doing this in my head. 90,000 is 50% of 180. So probably about 45% of the workforce could be eliminated in the next few years. And so, yeah, I had that conversation with, with AI, and I was like, hey, what are we looking at? And so AI was like, it's going to be potentially, 90 million jobs lost. 90 freaking million. Are you kidding me? That almost affects half of the working class. Half of the working class could potentially be wiped out in almost what's going to feel like overnight. And so, again, that's why, to me, this might be one of the scariest videos I've ever made, because what's happening right now is not science fiction. I wish it was. I wish it was a bad dream. In fact, last night I had a bad dream. But I wish this was a bad dream. But this is not something that I'm going to wake up from, you're going to wake up from. This is a nightmare for a lot of people, 90 million potentially, who are not going to wake up from this, right? It's going to be an everlasting nightmare. And so, again, it's not science fiction, it's survival. AI, as we know, is already taking jobs. I'm not even talking about next year. AI is taking jobs now. In case you've been sleeping under the proverbial rock, we've lost an estimated almost 1 million jobs this year, and we still have a way to go before we even close out the year. Think about that. So if AI is constantly learning, constantly growing, constantly getting better, constantly finding ways to automate, right? Then what does next year look like? If it's 1 million this year and it's barely a baby, what's it going to look like when it becomes a toddler? And it's an infant now, but then it becomes a toddler, and then it becomes a teen, and then it becomes an adult. What are those stages going to look like? I'll tell you, anarchy. It's going to look like chaos. So you can sit around and wait for it to happen. I don't encourage it, or you can do something about it today. That's what I do encourage, and that's why I'm doing this video. So over 1 million jobs, again, gone this year. And by 2026, these are experts, not me, experts, whatever that is, but experts who study this stuff and make a living doing this, they say between 10 and 20 million people could wake up unemployed in 2026. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, after Santa Claus exits your house, leaves your chimney, after the ball drops in New York for 2026. By the time we get to the next Christmas, the next New Year, 10 to 20 million people could be unemployed. That doesn't scare you? Maybe I'm different. That gets my attention. Wait, what? Wait, how many? 10 million, 20 million in a year? That's not even sustainable. What's going to happen? You know how many, if 20 million people lost their job next year, that essentially affects 60 million people because most of them probably have a spouse and a kid or two. Just nuts. But they believe up to 20 million people could wake up in 2026 unemployed at some point. And not because they got fired, but because the job that they had no longer exists. No longer exists. Somebody came out. I've seen plenty of videos. I've posted some info myself about Amazon wanting to get rid of 600,000. Now that's almost a million by itself. And how many people work for Amazon? Let's Google that. Let's go to the Google machine and let's see how many people work for Amazon. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. So essentially 1.6 million employees. So if Amazon with 1.6 million employees decide to cut half the staff, then 600,000 is going to be a small number. Now you're going to be looking at, 900,000, almost a million. I'm convinced that they would love to get rid of all of them. But Amazon is just one of the companies, right? There's Walmart, there's Facebook, there's Google, there's Tesla. All of these companies, there's UPS. If UPS is doing it, that means DHL, that means, of course, Amazon, that means FedEx. What are some other delivery companies in case I missed some? But all of those companies, think about this. Think about how often you see delivery drivers in your neighborhood plowing through stop signs and whatnot, but over speed bumps, making wrong turns. But how often do you see them? All the time. They're constantly there, pulling up in front of your house, throwing somebody's information onto the porch. Am I lying or am I telling the truth? So they're constantly there. They're constantly throwing stuff all over the porch, constantly dropping your packages off at the wrong house. I've had to deliver, somebody said facts. I've had to deliver packages to my neighbor's house plenty of times. That's how I met my neighbors, because you don't meet your neighbors nowadays. But I met my neighbors by taking packages to their houses. Heck, I felt like I was an Amazon delivery person. In fact, my son enjoys it. We've done it so much, he loves doing it. So as soon as a package comes in, I say, hey, before you open that, because he'll open anything, I say, let's check the name, the address. Okay, the name matches the address is wrong, or the address matches the name is wrong, or they're both wrong. And I'm like, this is not ours, it's probably for the neighbors. And he'll immediately throw in his Crocs and he's like, let's go drop it off. He loves doing that. It's become a thing. And, but all of those drivers out. How many people, and I'm just throwing out numbers. So if Amazon has their way, they're going to have 1.5 million people unemployed. That's just Amazon. Let's look at how many people do gig jobs. How many people do gig jobs? Oh my gosh, I did not know this. What? I wonder if this is counted in the 160 million people who work in America. So apparently, 42 million people in the United States are involved in gig work. So that's your Amazon, that's your DoorDash, that's your Uber Eats, that's your Uber, that's your Lyft, and all of these companies. Well, if these companies, I'm sorry, not if, when these companies start laying you off, that's a lot of people unemployed. So with Amazon's million, let's just say a million from Amazon, and then with uh, the gig work, 40 million. So now, gosh, you're closing in on 50 million just on that. We haven't even gotten into the government workers that, by the way, they're furloughed now, but you know what's happening? The government is starting to understand they can function without you. Remember, you guys were sent home for COVID, and companies started learning they don't need you as bad as they thought they did. Wow. So, I mean, truck drivers, we haven't touched that. How many truck drivers in America? How many truck drivers? How many truck drivers in America? Let's go through it. Just in America, almost 4 million truck drivers in America. Wow. Y'all, this is going to be brutal. This is going to be brutal if you're not prepared. Now, you don't have to stand by and just be a victim. You can get prepared. It's free, it's easy, it's not hard. But if you sit back and do nothing and you're ill prepared, you're going to get left behind. You're going to get beaten and bruised. You're going to get beaten and bruised. I don't want you to get beaten and bruised. I want you to be prepared. So, Amazon with their 600,000, I know someone commented and they were like, well, they aren't talking about laying off 6,000. They're talking about replacing 6,000. Well, that's like getting fired before the position before you even get hired. That's 600,000 people they probably would have had to hire at some point, but the job is no longer available. That's because of AI. So you can look at it and you can color it and paint it however you want to, but that's 600,000 jobs, future jobs lost. That hurts. Hit thumbs up if you understand the day and time we're in. Hit thumbs up if you want me to keep blowing the whistle about AI and what you need to do. I only do it if you guys want to hear it and you want the information. I'm just here in my office, just giving you the real deal. This is no fluff. I'm not here to just tell you anything. I'm not here to just hammer you and berate you. I'm not here to do that. I'm here to say, hey, this thing is real. You need to realize it. And then you need some type of plan so you can be okay. Not just you, but your family, because that's the same thing I'm telling myself. Right? So Amazon, again, they didn't just fire, they didn't fire 600,000 people, but the robots are going to make those 600,000 people unnecessary. Think about that. It's like getting fired before you get hired. You didn't even get the job. So other examples, AI replacing call center agents, automated scheduling systems replacing administrative roles, HR, you're out of there. Chatbots replacing marketers, freelancers, drive-throughs, on and on and on. In fact, I did a video recently where I was talking about, because I believe this to be true, and I've been thinking about this for a while, and then somebody kind of confirmed it for me, where people are talking about how many interviews they're going through and how stressful it is. And then at the end, the companies are saying, hey, by the way, there's 100 other candidates, but they send you through like 3-4 interviews in person, talking, Zoom, no one shows up, but you still go through the questionnaire. And I'm sitting there like, is it just me, or does anyone else believe or realize that they're training AI using you? In fact, you're training AI. So when you sit there and you do all those interviews and you're talking to AI, you're just training it to not need you and to do HR so they can go and replace everybody there. That's what's happening in my opinion. I'm not telling you it's legit going on. but I don't doubt it. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. So imagine working for a company for 10, 20 years and giving them your best and then being told we don't need you because the system does it faster. Family struggling, rent due, groceries cost so much more. The paychecks you rely on gone overnight. Overnight, just like that. That's your last paycheck. Tomorrow when you wake up, that paycheck that gets direct deposited into your account, that's it. That's your final paycheck. There won't be another one. And then it starts to hit you, oh my gosh, I'm not prepared. And all I'm doing is trying to warn you. You don't have to like me. You don't have to like this channel. We don't have to be friends. You could think I'm nuts. I've seen the comments. You guys think I'm crazy. When I tell you AI is going to take your job, if it can. When I tell you don't go out there and buy a house now. When I tell you don't stack your money in a bank account. I know they're telling you to save everything. I'm telling you it's a terrible idea. When I say stuff like that, you guys come at me. Because what I know is it won't protect you. You can save money in the bank, sure. How much money can you save? How long is it going to sustain you? Oh, a month or two if you're lucky? Now what? Now you're back to zero. When a better idea would have been, hey, while you still have the job and you still have a little money in your bank account, go get the money out of your bank account and then try to insert it into some type of asset. And hopefully, before you get fired, that thing's producing cash flow so that when you do get fired, you still have cash coming in. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. You let me know in the comments if that's a good idea. Because I don't know sometimes. I don't know if you guys believe what I say. I don't know if I'm wrong. You let me know in the comments what you think. Because again, I could be wrong. So appreciate the comments, by the way. Appreciate the love. Hit subscribe, hit thumbs up. Somebody said facts, 100%, absolutely. And I'm just trying to give you what I know, what I've learned. So you tell me, I'll let you decide. And so, but you and I, I've been in that position. That's why, I do these videos. That's why I come on here and I'm like, hey, hey guys, listen, that job is not safe. That paycheck is not secure. Now more than ever before. There are no 5-year, 10-year, 20-year jobs. You're lucky if you're at a job for 6 months. They already want to let you go, right? If you get a job today, 6 months from now, if you're not able to do the work of 2 people, they're already ready to fire you. So, but I just want you to understand, I've felt that pressure too. I've been homeless. I've been a janitor. I've worked nights. I've worked days. I've done 7 days a week, 16-hour days. I've done it. Just trying to survive because your paycheck is not like permission to thrive. It's just survival to me. But, I've been in that situation again, watching people I love, like my kids, struggle because I'm struggling. And I just simply promised myself, I never depend on a paycheck again. No matter what I have to do, I need to avoid paycheck dependency. And I could do a video about that all day long. There's nothing wrong with having a paycheck. The problem is when the paycheck is your only source of income. Now you got a problem because when you lose that job, you lose that paycheck. You're going to lose it. And I don't want you to be in a position, where you lose your paycheck and you don't even understand what's going on. So I don't want you to be in that position. It's better to be ahead of this. If you see a storm coming, what do? You go and get prepared. If you walk outside and it's cloudy, it's dark clouds, it's windy, and it's drizzling, what are you going to do? You're going to go back inside, get an umbrella. That's what you're going to do. If you walk outside, it's windy and it's cold, what are you going to do? You're going to go back inside and do what? Get a jacket. You guys know how to do everything except get prepared for this. You see all of this coming. It's not a surprise. They've been talking about it now for over a year, and you still won't get prepared. By the way, shout out to everyone who's gotten into the Middleman CEO program. I'm going to help them build their own middleman businesses. And if you want to learn what a middleman business looks like, you can go to one of my websites, bookandmove.com, bookandmove.com, and you can see what it looks like, how it works without you, how awesome it's going to be. So appreciate it. Somebody said you preach, and I appreciate it. Just trying to wake up the congregation. Just trying to wake up the congregation. So, but that's like when I was relying on a paycheck and that was the only income source I had. By the way, there's a few of you on here. Smash the thumbs up if you don't mind. Help me to grow this channel. That's the only way YouTube allows channels to grow. You have to get thumbs up. You have to get interactions. So you have to get subscribers. I appreciate each and every one of you. That's why I do these videos. Help me out. I'll give you this information, everything I got. Only thing I ask in return is you smash the thumbs up, consider subscribing to the channel, and share with at least one person who could use this information, right? Because I know we all have friends and family who's like, I'm safe. They're not going to replace me. These companies are loyal. What? No, they are not loyal, right? If anything, they're disloyal, but they are certainly not loyal. These companies are going to do what's best for them. Oh, because they sent you a birthday card for your kid, you think they cannot replace you? They won't replace you. Because they invite you to the Christmas party, you think you're irreplaceable? Listen, you're not Beyonce. Neither am I. We're both replaceable, right? All of us, we're replaceable. And AI is going to prove it, but you don't want to wait until it gets proven. So for me, I didn't want to wait either. I was seeing the writing on the wall. I knew the paychecks wasn't going to sustain me. It was never going to give me the life I wanted. It was going to cost me my life, meaning that as long as I could or as long as I had time, I was going to have to sell as much time as possible to the job for an hourly wage in order to get that paycheck. Yes, you sell your life for a paycheck. I'll prove it. What is life made of? Time, exactly. How many hours do you get in a day? 24 roughly, right? Some of you might get more. And how many hours do you sell to your job each day? 8, 9, 10, right? Some even more. Exactly. So your life is made up of time, and time is what you sell to your jobs in exchange for a paycheck. So if you stop selling time, they don't pay you. They don't pay you. But for me, man, I started learning like how to build an income system instead of just having a job. I was like, I got to find a way to make money that does not include work, because financial prison typically ties you to a job. Most people who are struggling financially, they have jobs. In fact, I shared this in the group yesterday. I said, when you find people who are struggling the most, typically they're employees. They're hard workers, right? You find the hardest workers, you find people who are struggling financially. The ones at the top who make all the money, they're not working hard. Have you ever seen Jeff Bezos, the owner of Amazon, delivering packages? I never have. Have you? Have you ever seen Elon Musk building Teslas? Building a rocket, driving a rocket? I haven't. What about the founder of McDonald's? What about the founder of Walmart? What about the founder of, what's another place? I don't know. The Waffle House. I like the Waffle House. You know, what about the founder of Facebook? Are these folks working hard? No. Once they build the system out, they rarely even work unless they want to be involved. And that gets to me too, because people are always like, man, if you want it, you're going to have to work hard. Show me the other successful people that are doing hard work. I'll wait. So, but the truth is, to be honest with you, again, AI, it's not evil. There was a quote, I don't know if it was, because I like horror movies. My wife, she hates them. But every now and then I'll drag her to the theater and we'll watch a horror movie. I'll watch, she'll watch with her eyes closed. And and so there was a line in a movie, I don't know which movie. There was a line that said, "I'm inevitable." I want to say this line wasn't even a horror movie. It might have been the Avengers, might have been Thanos saying that he was inevitable or something like that. Let me know in the comments. Was it Thanos? But I think it was. But anyway, AI, I just want you to know, it's not evil. It's not Michael Myers, it's not Freddy Krueger. It ain't evil. It ain't anything. It's just there. It just exists. It's just like Thanos said, if I'm right, it's inevitable. There's nothing you can do about it. That's like a comet headed for the earth, right? And it's headed for the earth and it's spiraling, it's coming fast. And we got nothing that can stop it. It's inevitable. Will it hit? It's inevitable. Absolutely. And there's nothing we could do about it. And that's the approach that I have because I see what's happening well enough to understand, oh, there ain't anything we can do about this. We better learn to play the game. We better learn to be on AI's side. See, no one talks about that. I do on this channel. I'm not afraid of AI. Why? I partner with it. Guess what? You can do it too. You can be friends with AI. You can partner with AI. I'm going to start a group. I've been thinking about this. I'm going to start a group at the beginning of the year here in DFW. And I know there's some people around the country who don't live here in Dallas, but they want to be a part of it. We'll see about spreading it online. Just let me know in the comments or the DMs if you might want to be a part of it. But we're going to create a private group, and I might even just do it here on YouTube. So if you want to be in that specific group, where I'm not just going to talk about the game, I'm going to give you breakdowns of the game. Not just me, others too. So if that's something you want to be in, we'll probably do like, I don't know, $10 a month, something simple. But I'm thinking about doing that. So let me know if you want to if that's something you might be interested. Just put yes, YES in the comments, and I'll know. So, but we have to understand again that AI is not necessarily out to get us, but well, for some of you, it's out to get you because it's faster, it's cheaper. If one AI bot, whatever, physical bot, online, whatever, if it can replace 10 employees, what do you think is going to happen? It's going to replace 10 employees. It's more consistent, doesn't call out, doesn't need vacation, doesn't get sick. And companies, they're going to do what's best for them. They're going to follow the money. There are people right now crying online on TikTok saying, I gave this company everything and they fired me just like that. Hello. It's going to happen all over the place. It's a trend. You're just the beginning. You're just the sparks. You hadn't even seen the real fire. So, but if a robot can do your job 24/7 without breaks, without sick days, what do you think they're going to do? Are they going to choose you or the robot? I'm just saying. So if you can't stop automation, the only smart move left, in my opinion, is to position yourself to partner with it. Wouldn't that be better if you could just partner with AI? So again, so I've given you all this news, whether it's good news or bad news, that's going to be contingent on what you do with the information I provide. And when I talk to someone who's ambitious, who's an entrepreneur, who's entrepreneur minded, or someone who wants to do something different, or burned out employee, or overworked service business owner, when I talk about AI, they get excited because they try to figure out ways to work with AI. I have no fear of AI, zero. I do not want to see a complete AI takeover. No, of course not. I don't want people to lose their jobs. But I myself, I'm not afraid of AI. And the reason I'm not is because I can partner with AI. I work in an industry that AI cannot defeat, at least not now, right? So think about it. Is it Nvidia? Nvidia, who's one of the most valued companies in all of stock market history, the CEO or owner or founder, I'm not sure, came out and this guy said that your next millionaires. Now this guy is way smarter than I am. This guy came out and he said, your next millionaires, your next wave of millionaires are going to be skilled labor. Your plumbers, your movers, your cleaners, your pest control, your roofers, your home decorators, your website designers, your interior repair, your flooring, your carpet cleaning, your pool maintenance, your garage repair, your garage clean out, your junk hauling, right? Your AC and heating repair, your gutter cleaners, your pressure washers, your concrete finishers. Now, your lawn care, landscaping. Now, the question has to be asked, why? Why would he say that all of those skilled labor jobs, and some of them are hard jobs? I've done AC and heating repair. It sucks, especially in the summer. Especially in the summer when you have to go in those attics. I sweat just thinking about it. You want to talk about a sauna. You go in a Louisiana attic in the middle of the summer. You won't have to go to the gym. You just spend 10 minutes up there, you're down 5 pounds. You won't even have to go to the gym. Just go hang out up there. I've done that. I've done working at the waste sites where you have to lay the tarps out and then they put the trash, the dumps. I've worked that. It's hard jobs. I was a scaffold builder in the plants. I told you I had a lot of jobs. I was a scaffold builder. That's a safe job. I wouldn't do it again, but I've done those things. I've painted schools. I've worked in schools, out of schools. I've been a mover. I've done so much. I've done junk removal, hauling. I've done those things. Though, why would he say, because a lot of those jobs suck, but why would he say those are the next millionaires and not the tech side? For the past 20 years, it's been tech. But all of a sudden, what's happening? Oh, AI is happening. See, AI is going to replace those engineers, those coders. They won't be needed. I had a neighbor not long ago, and he said, I'm not worried about AI. He's a coder, by the way. He said, I'm not worried about AI. We just kind of work with AI. I was like, what do you mean by that? He was like, we kind of use AI to help us do our work. I was like, what? He was like, yeah. So AI's foot is already in the door. He was like, yeah, but we're safe. Oh my gosh. You got to be nuts. What are you smoking? Because I need some. Because every now and then I need to check out of reality. What are you smoking? Give me some. Just put it under the doormat. I'll get it. Don't tell my wife. I'm joking, of course. But he must have been smoking something good. And he was like, yeah, AI is not going to replace us, because we just partner with it, kind of. Use it. Help us. I was like, bro, listen to what you're saying. This is not me saying this. This is you saying this. Listen to what you're saying. You're sitting here telling me how AI is going to replace you. He was like, what do you mean? Well, listen. AI only knows what you teach it, right? Yeah. Okay. What do you teach it? And he was like, he started laughing. He was like, you think I'm teaching it how to do my job? No, beep, Sherlock. Of course you are. That's why AI is attached to you. So you can train it. You can program it like they've been doing in these interviews. Which is savage, by the way. Bring me in for 3 interviews. I'm thinking I got a chance at a job. You're telling me there's 1,000 other candidates. That should red flag me and say, wait a minute, I don't think they want me. If there's 100 other candidates for this simple job, why would you tell me that? Why would you share that information unless you want me to know I'm not getting the job. Well, if I'm not getting the job, why am I scheduled for these interviews? Oh, gotcha. AI again. Man, come on, y'all. Get in the chat. Let's go. So, but for me, my mindset shifted. If yours doesn't shift, you're going to get left behind. It's going to start here. Nothing is going to happen here with your hands unless you switch the way you think. So instead of fighting technology, wrestling against AI, going to war with it like so many of you are going to do, I just started building, an automated system that connected the customers to the service providers the same way I spoke about how I got started into this. I was text messaging, and then I just decided to build a system. And by the way, the system handles everything. I don't have workers. I don't need an office. I have one. I don't need it. The system, go to bookandmove.com. You see how simple the system is. It does the bookings. It does the deposit. It does the dispatches. It does not need me. It's all on autopilot. So when I'm asleep, if I wake up in the morning and I have a $250 deposit that someone booked and paid overnight, I made money while I was sleeping. You can too. Super easy. So, but listen, AI is going to replace a lot of workers, but it cannot replace, as far as I know today, roofers and all those other service industries that I listed. AI can't do that, at least not now. So wouldn't it make sense if you built a system that partnered with a plumber? If the plumber made $500 on average per job and you take 150, 200, wouldn't that be okay? You start a plumbing booking site. You book customers. They come to your site. They say, I need plumbing on this day at this time. Your system gives an automated quote that says, hey, that's going to be $500. Then your system says, in order to schedule you, we need a $175 deposit right now. Click, they pay the $175. You get an alert that a customer's booked on your site. You get all these alerts. And you get an alert from your your merchant account that says you just made $175. It's headed to your account. Now, what about the work? Oh, that's the beauty of a middleman business. You don't do the work. So wait a minute. Let's say it's 5 o'clock in the morning. I've had this happen, by the way. Probably not 5 o'clock. I've awakened because I wake up during the night sometimes. I've gotten up like 2 or 3 o'clock, and I've had payments made overnight into my account. So, but let's say you're lying asleep. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. Your phone pings. You roll over. You look at it, and it says $175 deposit from Susan, Atlanta. All right. You got pinged in your sleep at 5 o'clock in the morning. $175 is headed to your account. Now, did you talk to Susie? No. Did you sell anything to Susan? No. Did you get on the phone and negotiate this deal? No. You were asleep. You were in la la land. I'd be too at 5 a.m. And you were knocked out sleep. But it didn't stop your website from getting you paid. She still booked before she got to work. She woke up early. She remembered she looked under her sink, saw water, bam, need a plumber, put the information in. Susie got booked. Right? Now, I'm going to wrap this up. I got a lot to do. Appreciate all the comments. Appreciate all the comments. And now, so you have Susie, who you don't know, have not talked to, never met, found your website online, booked a $175 deposit for a plumbing job. Deposits vary, depends on your industry. In my industry, moving, it's typically $150 to $250. In home cleaning, it's anywhere from $100 to like $125. So it varies. And all of a sudden, she's booked on your site. You got a ping in your bed, in your sleep. You roll over, you see the ping. Who's texting me? You roll over, it's $175 Stripe. I have Stripe. You could have somebody else, but Stripe deposit. Oh, dang, just made $175. Now you're really feeling good. And then what do? Well, somebody's got to do the job. She booked on your site and paid you. Who is going to do the work? Oh, that's the beauty of the business. You do not get up, put on your slippers, your house slippers, get on the phone and call ISPs, independent service pros, or what most people call contractors. We don't call them ISPs. Chase ISPs. Oh my gosh, I have this job. Can somebody do it? You don't have to do that. I used to. You don't want to do that. Well, what's going to happen? Oh, you get to roll back over and go to bed. Well, I can roll back over and go to sleep. Yes. But a customer just booked on my site and paid me $175 and they need a plumber or whatever industry you get into. I know. But somebody's got to do the work, Sean. I know. But it won't be you. You can roll over, fluff your pillow, flip it over to the cool side, lay your head down, and fall asleep. But what about the work? I know. We'll get into that. We'll get to it. That's the beauty of a middleman business. When you book on Uber and you book something on Uber, does Uber owners jump up and try to find a job? Try to find a driver? No. The system does it. Exactly. So your system is fully automated. I told you it does not need you. All you're going to do is manage it, track your money, and track your ISPs. That's it. There's no hard work. I told you. If you work hard, you struggle. You work smarter, higher, at a higher level, easy money. If you don't believe me, just look at Uber. Look at DoorDash. When someone orders some food on DoorDash, who's driving around? Is it DoorDash? No. Well, who? You. You're driving around or some other driver. There's nothing wrong with it. But it's not DoorDash doing the work. It's you in your own car. Where are the DoorDash owners? Fast asleep on a yacht in another country. But I thought you said you have to work hard. No. You have to build a system that can work hard, not you. You know what I want the hardest work I do each day to be? Learning how to play golf, learning how to play pickleball. I've been invited. We'll go see. We'll see how it works. I'll let you know. Be updated. So, but this excites me. I hope it excites you. This is a movement. I was talking to a friend the other day and they were like, Sean, brother, what you're talking about is ahead of your time. This is going to be a movement. I said, you know what? I received that. This middleman stuff, this middleman program, run your own fully automated system. It's going to be a movement. There are going to be people doing this all around the country, all around the world. I need to do a tour next year so I can teach it in person. Put the word tour in the comments if you'd be interested in getting some tickets to a tour. Let's go. So again, I've given you the problem. AI is going to replace 100 million jobs eventually. In fact, this thing said, so because I was talking to AI, it said something about how many jobs were going to be replaced. Let's see what it said. It's giving me some info about how many jobs could potentially be replaced in the next 10 years. Not even 10. What's this, 25? So 26 next year. So 5 years. It estimated 90 million jobs in 5 years. It's only 150 million people working. That's almost every job. Unbelievable. It estimates up to 20 million next year. Wow. Man, this is going to be brutal. But again, this is your wake-up call. You don't have to sit back and let this happen to you. You can do something about it. You guys are out there, you've been working 5, 10 years, 20 years on a job. Just like this. They're going to let you go. They're already planning it. They're just not telling you. They're already thinking about it. So when you pull up in that new car, ouch. As a matter of fact, I'll give you some advice. If your job can be replaced by AI, don't go buy a new house. Don't buy a new car. You won't have that paycheck for long. So, but again, AI can replace workers like you, like me, if I had a job, but it can't replace people who own systems. And that's what I teach. I teach you how to profit from automation. And that's it. So, but again, just to wrap this up, if you have a question or comment, you're welcome to drop it. Drop your city and state. I need to start doing these more and more because there needs to be a sense of urgency for anyone who's out there who's relying on a paycheck that could potentially be replaced by AI. So, but again, I'm not the only one predicting this. Experts are predicting this. AI itself is predicting this, that millions of people are about to lose their jobs. And I believe it to be true. And I think we're underestimating when I say, because I thought maybe maybe 10 million next year was a lot. But AI is like, no, it's going to be about 20 million. Double that? My goodness. So, but again, most people are going to get left behind. They're just not going to do anything. There's nothing I can do to help you if you're that person. But if you're someone and you don't want to get left behind, you want to make a move, you want to be prepared, even if AI is not going to replace your job, it may not be your purpose to be there long term, and you want to get out, you want to do something different. Again, AI is going to replace millions, but for a few, hopefully you're part of the few. You can use this moment to gain freedom. That's my goal, to teach you how to gain freedom. So if you're serious about escaping the paycheck trap, if you're serious about escaping the AI mass layoff, the AI takeover, then you are more than welcome to join me. I'll teach you step by step how I built a middleman business that runs on its own. It only takes me about an hour a week. My students know it only takes them about an hour a week to be able to run their business successfully. And I'll teach you how you can do the same. So the robots, the AI, the mass layoffs, the mass takeover, look, they're not on the way. They are here right now at the door. But the only question that remains is, will you let them take your income, or will you learn how to build your own system before it's too late? My advice, choose the latter. Do something before it's too late, because AI is going to show up. AI is going to replace you. It's going to replace your family. It's going to replace your friends. And it's going to leave you hanging. You do not want to be left hanging in this economy. So things are already unaffordable. $100 of groceries is now 2 bags, maybe. It's ridiculous. But I got news for you. Prices go up. They don't typically go down. I know you guys have been talking because you love the word crash. Crash. Houses are going to go down. No, they're not. Not significantly. Not where they were 5 years ago. You won't see that. Car prices are going to go down. Not that much. In fact, in my mind, they've already crashed. And we still can't afford them. I'm just saying. Don't let your paycheck be your only income. I need to put that on a t-shirt. If you can put that on a t-shirt, let me know in the comments. Your paycheck cannot be your only source of income. All right, guys, I've been on here long enough, and I've said everything I need to say for the right ones. You've heard what you need to hear. It's all about action steps now. It's all about doing something about it now. I offer a free blueprint. If you want to get that, all you have to do is put the words "teach me" in the comments below. Teach me how to be free. So if that's something you want to do, put it in the comments below. Let me know. Because I want you guys to be good. I want you to be taken care of. I want you to take care of yourself and your family. Smash thumbs up. I appreciate it. There's quite a few of you here. I'd appreciate a thumbs up if you don't mind. I'm going to get back to work. And by work, I mean I'm going to work on my golf swing today because I want to learn how to play golf. So I told you guys, it does not take much to run a middleman business. It runs without me. I'll challenge you. If you don't believe me, that I work about 1 hour a week just on promotions and marketing. That's it. By the way, if you're in my training, I provide you with your own marketing material customized for your business industry. So you don't even have to think about that. What do I post? When do I post it? What do I say? It's all included. But that's the elite package. The prices are going to go up on these packages anyway soon, so you need to move quickly. But if you want to know, if you're sitting there and you're like, I like this middleman model, and I know AI is either coming for my job's not safe, or I don't even like my job that much, and I want to have some freedom. I'm tired of working all the time. If that's you, or you're a service business owner, like I used to be, and you're sitting there going, man, I'm burned out trying to grow this business. I'd like to be the middleman in the business and not do all the work. Then what you need to do is go and look at this site, bookandmove.com, bookandmove.com. Go look at, that's one of my sites. Here's the other. This is the one I've been working on today. But go look at that site, or you can Google Quote Buddy. You can see how this stuff works. It's super easy. Go to Book and Move, because Book and Move is the template that I'm using to build everyone's site. So your site, if you're a student, your website's going to look exactly like Book and Move. It's going to do exactly what Book and Move does. Now, of course, it'll have your company's name. If you're Prestige Cleaners, it's not going to say Book and Move. It's going to say Prestige Cleaners. If your quote form is going to have the information or the questions that need to be asked for cleaning and not moving. But the framework's still the same. So go to bookandmove.com, go through the site, fill out the quote form. If you don't believe me, just fill it out. And when you get to the end of it, it's going to say, you owe me a $150 deposit. Now you can pay it if you want to, you don't have to. But I'm just showing you how your site's going to work. Whatever industry you want to get into, drop your industry. By the way, whatever industry, because I'm always excited about this, and I get curious because some people come up with some really good ideas, right? For like, I want a middleman, a party DJ. Hey, what? You can do that? I'm blown away when I get these like students who are like, I want to do this. Like, what? What's a party DJ cost? $350. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna take 100 out of it. What? Yeah, this guy's booking 8 jobs, 8 jobs a month. That's a quick 800. I'm like, oh my gosh. So in my mind, I'm like, can I do that too in Dallas? But if you're wondering, hey, Sean, if you go to the site and you're looking at Book and Move and you're like, bro, there's no way for me to contact you on here. So I know you're not talking to customers. Everything is automated. I just book it like a drive-through. It does say I pay my deposit, so a customer would pay a deposit that would go to you, and then it says join the team if you're an ISP, and then I feel out to join the team, and it says you're going to pay $150 a month to be an ISP. And bro, you have 30 ISPs, 31 in Dallas alone. That's like almost $5,000 on residual cash flow without even booking a job. Mind blown. And that's what I teach you to do. Now, because I work one-on-one with everybody, I cannot take a lot of students right now. Hopefully in the future I can take more. So if you're somebody who's interested, you need to move quickly because this is going to be awesome. And I told you, in my mind, we're gonna do 10,000 of these companies in 2026. Now, you could be one or you could be none. Doesn't matter to me. I'm just telling you the opportunity is there. You can join or not join. I don't care. I'm here to teach those who want to learn. So I'm not going to push and pull you or motivate you. That's not what I'm going to do. I need people that are like, this lines up with my purpose, Sean. Teach me. If you don't feel like this is your purpose, this is not for you. Now, if you feel like this is your purpose and it's in alignment with what you were put on this earth to do, and you feel like making money, passive income, and living your best life is a part of your purpose, then yes, it's for you. But if you don't feel like it's a part of your purpose, don't sign up. It's not for you. Just keeping it real. Because it's not hard work, but it is work. We're going to have to do some work. You're going to have to learn some things. I'll teach you. I'm hands-on. If you're here in Dallas, we can meet up, have lunch. I'll walk you through it. That's just what it is. I've even had students fly into Dallas to spend time with me to go over their business. And I like vacations. You can fly me out. It's going to cost you. You got to buy the Elite, pay for my plane ticket and my Airbnb or hotel. And my family's coming. So that's that, or I might, it just depends. My wife don't always want to travel. But I went out to Phoenix not long ago because a student hit me up and they were like, man, I love this. I'm killing it. I'm not going to call this information out, but he's in Phoenix. He's in the junk removal industry. And he's like, man, I'm on fire. I've raised my prices, just all the things we went through with coaching. He was like, dude, I'm killing it. He was like, man, I feel like I owe you more. He said, I feel like your course is underpriced. I've heard this plenty of times. And I'm not bragging, but eventually we'll figure out what the real price is. But he said, man, I feel like your course is underpriced. He was like, bro, you being there, having like he said, he was like, I bought courses and trainings before, and he was like, I could never get in touch with anybody. He was like, man, but I could always reach you, and that changed everything. And he said, with he said, man, we're killing it now. But he said, what I want to do is, if you don't mind, if you get time, I like to fly you out so you can check everything out. And I was like, bet, let me get back to you with a date. And I got back with the date. Dude bought the ticket. I jumped on a flight at DFW. In 2 hours, I was in Phoenix. We hung out for the weekend. And I'm going back because we have another like a just follow up. And he pays for all of that out of what I taught him to do. And we're going to record this because I don't talk about this a lot. We're going to start doing not live, but episodes of behind the scenes with Middleman students. I'm going to start doing it. I think I'm going to call the show the Middleman Makeover and start posting it on this channel or give it its own channel. But it's going to be called the Middleman Makeover. And I'm going to be spending time with students. We can't do it with everybody. If you're a student and you're open to it, just let me know. But we're going to start filming and going through the journey over the weekend. I'll be in your city or you'll be in mine for the weekend. And we'll just start documenting everything we're going over, how your business is growing, how you're getting customers, walk through that, going through your site, just everything you would see on a TV show. So I'm excited about this. I told you it's going to be a movement. If that's fire, let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Put a 1 in the comments if that's fire. If you guys want to see those episodes. But again, you don't have to do the work. The work's done for you. Go check out the website. I teach you how to get paid through booking deposits, how to get paid. That's your deposit commission. You might hear me say the words DC. That's what I'm referring to, deposit commission. But you get paid through deposit commissions. Then I teach you how to get paid. Appreciate it. Somebody put a 1 in the comments, says fire. Then I teach you how to get the ISPs to pay you because they provide you with work. I'm sorry, you provide them with work. So they're going to start paying you. Why would they pay you? Because you have guaranteed jobs that are already booked and confirmed. They spend thousands each month on leads that don't generate any work. So how much more would they pay you for guaranteed work? Right? And there are other ways. There's at least 7 ways I teach you can get paid on your website. One of the beauties is, and you have to buy the upper package for this, but I teach you how to license your business. So an example of that really quickly, I don't want to give you guys too much, but I know you're excited and you want this, so I don't want to leave you hanging. Licensing your business would be, let's see. Do I have anything? I got my board right here. I need to get a digital board. Let me know. You guys can chip in, by the way. I need to start a GoFundMe for my first digital board. But I'll show you really quickly right here how this works. This is your, I can tell right away when my kids have been in the office messing with the markers, they don't work that well. But this is you. This is going to be your middleman business, right? This is going to be your middleman business. And that's your business, whatever industry you're in, that's your business. That's where you're making all the money, right? That's where you're making all the money. Make sense? Okay, cool. And right here, this is the licensing part, just making it simple for you. Then someone comes along and says, hey, your business is on fire. Do you own, and I'll use my business for an example. As a matter of fact, I use one of my students' businesses for example. If he doesn't mind, he probably won't. Right, so I'll use Sparkling Homes Cleaning Services, right? And shout out my boy doing this. And so I'll use Sparkling Homes. So someone says, hey, Sparkling Homes, you're killing it. You're killing it, dude. Your business is on fire. Whatever you're making a month, you're making. But they say, hey, man, I'd like to do that. But I don't want to start from scratch. I want to buy into your business. Right? I want to license. Do you offer, excuse me, do you offer licensing? And then he'll say, yep, of course. Excuse me. And so this person, they want to get involved, right? And so this person will pay, you guys following? This person will pay 10K. They'll pay 10K, 5 to 10K. When your business is hot, you can charge this. But let's just say 5, right? 5 or 10. They'll pay you to license your business. So now his business would be Sparkling Homes. That would be his parent company. And then there would be a slash where the other person picks up the business in, let's say, Houston. Now it's Sparkling Homes. His location is in his city. The next location, this person licenses, pays $10,000 to license the business. They're doing it in Houston. So he doesn't have to go and open his business there. He could just sell the rights to his business in that city to someone. He manages it, oversees it, makes sure they flow according to the rules. They pay him $10,000. Bam, he's made $10,000 into his pocket as soon as they buy in. Then there's a monthly fee. Let's say the monthly fee, let's say there's a monthly fee of, let's say, $3,000. We'll just put $3,000, right? So there's a monthly fee of $3,000 that they pay every month to maintain their license. There's also, he'll get a commission every time a deposit is booked. He may get a commission. So if someone goes and pays a $200 deposit, he may make 10% of that. So he makes $20 off of every deposit. And then every time an ISP makes a monthly payment, he makes 10% of that. So another $15. And then there's the monthly $3,000 that has to be paid. So again, that's only a few of the ways that you can make money. I'm not going to give you guys everything. I'll save that for whomever wants to get that extra information. Let me know in the comments if what I just showed you made any sense at all. Just smash thumbs up or type yes in the comments. Let me know if what I just showed to you makes any sense at all. Let me know in the comments. So that's essentially what a middleman business is and how you get paid. I know that excites you. And if you want to get the blueprint where I break all of this down, all you have to do is put the words teach me in the comments below. I appreciate somebody say yes, yes. So hit thumbs up. There's a few of you again. The only way I can grow this channel is by getting your help. And I don't mind coming on here and giving you all this free game, blowing the whistle on AI, blowing the whistle on the future, the new economy, teaching you how to get prepared, encouraging you to live your best life while you still can. This life, one day, it's going to end. It's going to end for you. It's going to end for me. My goal in life now, like I was telling a friend the other day in the entrepreneur club here in my neighborhood, and they were like, how did you get into this? And I was like, well, I used to work hard. I used to work a lot of hours. I was burning out, wearing myself out. And I said, after I got married and had a family, I decided I didn't want to work like that. I had some new goals, and I was a big believer in, because I sat down, I wrote down, I was like, if I could design my life with three concepts, what will my life be built around? And this is exactly what I did. I sat down and I said, more time with family. Most important thing, money can't replace that. Time is limited. You better get it in. So I was like, more time with family. I love my wife. I love my kids. More time with them. More time with family. That was number one. And then I was like, while I have time with family, I want to travel more. And I want to travel. And the third thing was, because it was time with family, better lifestyle, like freedom. I don't punch a clock. I can leave when I want to. I can do what I want to. I can be wherever I want to. When I get off this video, I could go play golf. I could go fishing. I could go jogging. I could go dirt bike riding. I could go kayaking, whatever. I could go hiking. I could go climb the side of a rock. I don't know. I might do anything. So, but I have the choice. I have freedom. That was the second one. So it was time with family. That was number one. Number two was freedom, lifestyle freedom, where I could do what I want to do whenever I want to do it. So if we decided, hey, let's go spend a weekend in Chicago, let the kids make snowmen. Bam, DFW's 5 minutes from my house, off we go. Smash thumbs up if you would like a life that consisted of the three things I love. Number one, time with family and friends and the ones you love. More time with them, because life is short. Even if you get a long life, it's still short. Number two, the freedom to have the lifestyle you want to have. Eat what you want to, drive what you want to, live where you want to, travel where you want. And nobody can tell you anything about it. It's your life. You get to enjoy it. And number three, make money while you do it. Family, freedom, finances. Right? And of course, let me not forget, the one above all of those is faith. The real investment is where you go when you leave this world. You're going to leave this world. So am I. And by the way, I'm going to be starting a Bible study channel. Jason, I know you're watching. I'm going to do it. I'm going to start a Bible study channel. And so we're going to do some Bible study. We're going to sell some apparel, and we're going to do whatever we have to do to move the faith forward. So that's probably the most important thing. Not probably, it is the most important thing I'm doing in my life. So if you want to make $5,000 a month, that's fine. I'll teach you how to do it with the Middleman business. If you want to keep your job, just make $3,000 extra a month. That's fine. I'll teach you how to do it. If you want to make $10,000 a month, leave your job behind. Whatever, I can teach you how to do it. So let's go to my, because I'll do this sometimes before I close out the video. I'm going to go to my dashboard. By the way, if you're in the group now, you're going to have all this information if you're already joined the Middleman program. If you want to learn how to do this and have your own Middleman business, whether you keep your job or not, that's up to you. You need to put the words teach me in the comments. Also smash the thumbs up before you put the words teach me. So I'm going to go look at my dashboard, and I'm going to break this down more. And I do break it down for all the students. But I'm going to look at my dashboard now and then look at what we've done for today, just to give you an idea. So it's almost noon here in Dallas, and let's see what we've done. So I'm going to look at my bookings for the day, and it says 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So only 4 bookings today. I take $150. If you don't believe me, go to bookandmove.com and fill out the quote form and see how much it asks for. So, but I do $150 per deposit. That's the minimum deposit. So I have 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, $600 so far today. So even if we stop right there and I'm only at 600 from Mrs. Lancaster, from Larry, from, I'm guessing that's a lady, Santos, from Hassan. So if, and by the way, one of these came in, let me see what time this is. Because I can look at everything they scheduled. Okay, this one came in at 11:49 last night. Okay, so this one came in at 11:49. So I was probably asleep by then. So it's true, you can make money in your sleep. But smash thumbs up, hit subscribe, welcome to the channel. $600 so far for the day. I haven't talked to any of these customers. I don't know them. They don't know me. We haven't had conversations. We haven't texted. I haven't had to sell them anything. When they go to the site, it tells them exactly what to do. If you don't believe me, go to bookandmove.com right now, and you'll see it tells you exactly what to do. When you get to the site, it's going to say, book online, move anytime. Number 1, get a free quote. Number 2, pay deposit. Number 3, relax movers on the way. For the students and for you, if you want to get into the program, yours is going to say, book online, clean anytime, book online, whatever. Right? Whatever service you choose. You don't have to choose my industry. You can choose any industry you want to get into, whatever is hot where you live, that's the one to go with. Get a free quote, pay deposit, relax. Cleaners are on the way, roofers are on the way, pest control is on the way, pool maintenance is on the way, garage repair is on the way, carpet cleaning is on the way, window tinting, vehicle detailing, pressure washing, painters, handyman, flooring, cabinet installs, window cleaners, vehicle detail, bounce house for your party events. Josh, that's the first time I ever heard that. Blew my mind. Now we're building a beautiful business for him. And but on and on and on, whichever industry. But I've said enough. You guys, if this is for you, you've heard enough. You already know it's time to act. If it's not for you, hey, I completely understand. Just try to take care of yourself. Be prepared for whatever's coming. I don't know what's coming, but you need to be prepared. Hit thumbs up, hit thumbs up. If you guys have a question or comment, you're welcome to go ahead and drop it before I get off. There's quite a few of you on here. Help me to grow the channel by smashing a thumbs up. I appreciate it. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the training. And in order to get that blueprint, teach me in the comments below. All right, I got to go, guys. Have a wonderful, blessed day. I'll see you in the training. For those that are ready to change their lives, for everyone else, saying no to change, saying no to protection, saying no to freedom, making more money is essentially saying yes to the struggle life, the struggle lane, to struggle. I'm not getting on that bus. I've been on the struggle bus long enough. Never want to ride it again. No, thank you. All right, see you guys later. Peace. And if you have any questions, by the way, email me, Middleman CEO info@gmail.com.